I feel good. Well, what's the course record? Now, if we played 18 holes, I'd probably shoot 78, but hey, you can't birdie them all unless you don't birdie the first. I just want to thank my sponsors, TaylorMade, Titleist and FootJoy, Fish Fit, you know, for sponsoring me. It's hard to get that first eagle, but you know, dokey. Looks like we got a par 3 here. Got a ridge.
178.
178 to the pin.
To the pin, yeah.
Is it on that top tier?
It is, yeah.
178. What do you think would be a good carry number to keep it on top of that ridge? I was gonna say I eagled the first, so I want to keep it going. I'm feeling good right now.
Yeah, I'm guessing, you know, like 170, 173.
Okay.
And it's a pretty wide landing area, so just to the right of the pin is the middle of the green. I would just go right for the middle of the green.
Now, would you rather be in a tournament a little short, or do you think if you're in that rough long, do you think that would be kind of?
I'd rather be a little short putting.
Okay. Well, wind. What's the wind doing, Dave?
Feels right to left, maybe a touch help.
I think my 7-iron flies about 170. I hit it good.
Okay.
So I feel like that way I know I can't. There's no way I could be long.
And again, that's like a kind of a stock number. You're not trying to swing out of your shoes. That's perfect.
Exactly.
Second hole.
Yeah, I'm liking this. Things are just going my way today. Yeah, you told me a little right, so.
Perfect. That looks exactly where we wanted it, at least depth-wise.
God, you're good.
Oh.
It's all in the coaching, I tell you, all in the caddying.
Uh-huh.
How do players shake off bad shots and score on a hole? That's from SDE Pasquale 14.
Well, you know, sometimes it's a lot of, you know, gnashing of teeth, you know, but whatever it is that you need to do it before you get to the next shot. And that's just a part of the game. Resilience is huge in anything, but particularly in a sport where your feedback is so immediate and it can be very intense. So there, at least you have your body moving and try to do whatever it is you need to do. Maybe talk to your caddy or talk to your friends, that kind of thing. Because again, I think if you carry a light load out here, that's going to help you enjoy the day and perform at a better level.
You know, do you think, Dave, it's almost good in a way to maybe, I mean, this might be weird to say, almost know going into the day that there's going to be a couple squirrely shots.
Right.
You're going to hit a couple bad shots. So many people feel like you said, the amateurs are trying to hit these perfect shots.
Right.
You know, and you know going in, a couple are going to be offline. You're not going to hit every shot exactly how you want to.
And even the best players don't expect that. I'm pretty sure that was Ben Hogan said that he felt like on a good day he would hit 6 perfect shots.
6 out of 70.
Yeah. So, but this shot right here was excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, we missed it. The pin is left, so we missed it on the the right side of the green here. We're about what 3 paces off pin high, which we knew going in.
Right.
You know, because we took a club. Because I hit that about as good as I could have.
That was
And
great.
we know we couldn't go long here, so perfect position.
I think the consistency of the speed around the hole. And actually what really makes a really good putter is a guy that's not afraid of a 3 or 4 foot putt. Yeah.
Not afraid to, I've done that, Dave, where I've been in a tournament, you know, the greens are rolling quick, and, you know, I'd have a putt like this, 25 feet, and I'm afraid of hitting it 3 or 4 feet by, because I know I have a slippy wind coming back.
Right. And so you need to work on those 3, I mean, you need to own those 3 foot putts.
Yeah. Okay, I'll play a little bit more, and if anything, I'd rather, you know, miss it on the high side, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, just kind of stayed out there.
Yeah, that was actually a bit of a misread on my part.
Yeah, a little slow too.
Yeah.
Hit it. But that's the thing, I mean, wouldn't you say, Dave, I mean, you guys are giving it your best guess out there.
Right.
You know, you're just, you know, you do what you can, and then maybe after you hit the putt, you try to reassess, try to figure out.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. And I see that there's a high part here that was going to have an impact on that. I just felt like that it was going to turn to the left at the end, and it didn't. So.
Well, think about this, Dave. You know, maybe in your practice round, you know there might be a pin there, maybe here, and over there.
Exactly.
So, you know, your practice round, you guys will be hitting putts because you'll know this is where we want to be, like we hit off the tee, and you might make a little note in your, you know, yardage book, right?
Oh, exactly, yeah.
People on TV don't really understand that the PGA Tour player's been playing this hole, you know? For, you know, VJC's been playing this course and hole for 15 years.
At least.
At least?
Yeah. 15 years, meaning, you know, probably an averaging, you know, just under 4 times a year for that pin position.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got a distinct advantage.
Crazy. Let me get you one more question here. BGYTE, thanks for sending your question in. What's the key to have in your relationship with the caddy and pro?
Well, you know, I first try to establish a professional relationship, and you know, based on the experience that I've had, that seems to carry weight with a lot of players that I've worked for. And so you can have a dialogue about your history, that kind of thing. But from the start, you're just trying to establish a professional relationship to where they have confidence, you know what you're doing, and you feel like you could help them. Yeah.
Do you think, Dave, if I was a player just coming out of college looking to get on the PGA Tour, do you think it'd be more advantageous for me to have you know, a PGA Tour caddy like you who's been out there for 20, 25 years? Or let's say, you know, I would like to bring my college friend out, my college roommate out with me.
Right. I mean, obviously, I feel like there's value in experience, but not just experience, successful experience. And then on top of that, what does that mean? What kind of, you know, just longevity, you know? I mean, that's nice, and that's not easy to do. But like for me, you know, I've worked for a lot of players at the highest level. And then on top of that, I've been fortunate enough to work for young guys who have had their first win with me. So that's happened 3 separate times. And, you know, crossing that threshold from just trying to learn how to play on the PGA Tour to winning an event is a big deal. And so I think maybe young players ought to, you know, take advantage of that.
Take advantage of, you know, somebody who could brings a little more value to the table.
Right.
Just objectively.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Okay, Dave, I've never played here. You've never played here. You know? But we still got to pick a target, right? You want to pick specific targets out here?
Exactly, yeah. It depends on how you want to shape your shot, but you're hitting it pretty straight, and at least to this point, right?
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling like going right over that tree just left of that one.
Exactly, yeah.
And just hit a straight ball. And if anything, I think I have a little more room left here than I do right.
Yes, you do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Little push fade. I think it's just grass over there, Dave.
Okay.
At least that's what it looked like from here.
Looks like you hit it full too. Looked like
I hit it good.
Yes,
I did hit it good.
Yeah.
So for me, Dave, I mean, as a player too, and sure as a caddy, you're just kind of maybe like for me, I'm making a mental note on what type of swing I felt like I wanted to make there,
right.
and then kind of where the ball went. So now, maybe the next drive, I might use it to my advantage or make it a slight adjustment.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
And of course, I haven't seen down the right side, but it looks like there's room on both sides. You tend to get a little bit loose with your routines and not focus tightly enough on your targets. And you would kind of go over that in practice rounds.
Yeah, you almost do what you're forced to in life, almost, you know?
Good point.
You know, like, if you got a lot of money in the bank, you know, you're like, I don't really need to really work as hard right now. You know, when you're scrapping for food, you're out there hustling, you're grinding, you're banging on doors, you're showing up to tour events. I'll caddy for anybody, you know, who will take me. I'll hustle my ass off for you.
Yeah.
You know, so the course like this, you know, it's wide open. You know, there's really no almost rough to fairway different cut.
Right.
So you just, yeah, you could be a little more lackadaisical.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And you could get away with it too, actually.
Yeah. And it kind of sneaks up on you. You know, it looks so forgiving that you're not even aware until after you hit a shot that, wow, my routines weren't very tight there.
What does he say to a player after 3 birdies or 3 bogeys? That's from Ben J. Branrith.
Well, whatever you're doing, making 3 birdies, you don't want to interrupt that. And what I mean obviously you're hitting good shots and good putts, but I mean whatever the dialogue that you've been having, that kind of thing, obviously it should be very positive and lighthearted and
Almost want to keep doing what you're doing, I suppose.
Completely. And then 3 bogeys, you kind of have to, it's not like you want to knuckle down, so to speak, but maybe you're missing it with some sort of continuity on one side or the other. Pay attention to that. Maybe your targets, you've been trying to do too much with the shot opportunities that you have. Pay attention to that. Try to pick bigger targets and try to, you know, get on a roll in terms of making some pars and not trying to overdo things. you might want to people try and force it when they get behind like that, and that's not a good idea.
So almost like get more into the process, and if you're not playing so good, maybe play a little more conservatively.
Exactly.
And maybe if you make an eagle on hole 1 and you hit the second shot just the way you want to on the second hole, it's like, okay, let's start going through some pins until we need to back off maybe.
Yeah. And some guys, they get like what you might call a slow burn when they're, made 3 bogeys in a row, and that's really not what you want to be doing. So anything that you could do to interrupt that would be a good idea.
Okay guys, so I'm over here in the right rough, kind of got a side hill lie here. That tree was the 250 marker, about 57 yards past that, so it's about 307-yard drive. Dave, I mean, we're out here in the desert, Arizona, you know? I mean, how far of maybe a yardage difference you think, let's say off the tee, if you're playing Torrey Pines on the coast, compared to out here in the summertime?
Well, it could be dramatic, because the heat and the light, the lack of humidity, that sort of thing. And so I would say maybe just to pick something for an average tour player, at least a club and a half.
Club and a half, it's drier too, it's rolling more.
Right.
So, you see a drive 307, you go, Gabe hits it far.
Right.
Bubba Watson, Dunstan Johnson probably get you 50, 60 yards by me easy.
Just on a normal swing.
Normal swing.
Yeah.
You don't have to really, dig deep into that, Dave. Just, I hit that one good too,
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 204. You laser 204 to the pin. The lie's a little funky too. I'm gonna have to choke up a little bit, and so I'm not gonna be able to hit as far as I normally do. Uh-oh. Whoa. Well, there's a fairy bunker up there I didn't even know was there.
Are we in it?
We are.
Oh boy.
That was a little bit of a top shot.
Well, it looked like your right foot slipped.
Yeah, the right foot slipped. It's been a problem of mine. Ever since I was a kid, my mom stepped on it. And ever since then, the stability's always been a little off. Well, it's also kind of in a little crevice, a little hole.
And you were mentioning trying to hit a fade, and your feet were below the ball, so maybe upon reflection, we should have just maybe laid it short of that left bunker there and had an up and down rather than trying to do a lot with that shot out of the rough.
Well, let's talk about that, Dave. You got a shot like that, and the ego, and your player, as a player, you always feel like you can pull it off.
Exactly.
I've never once doubted that shot.
Right.
And that's kind of the interesting thing is, when do you choose to, go forward? When do you choose to lay up? Because now, depending on my lie in there, oh boy, we might be up by the lip, bring bogey right into play on an easy par 5.
Well, it's interesting you use the word ego, because on the PGA Tour, you have to have a sound and solid ego, but sometimes an ego can be a little bit too big and get in the way of making good decisions. So, for instance, as a caddy, I might try to say something like, yeah, I agree, you can hit that shot, but how many times out of 10 right now in this position do you think you can hit it? And, the honest answer might be like 3 times.
Gotcha.
Whereas we're in the shape for, birdie opportunity here with just getting it close to the green and up and down, and so maybe our ego got in the way there.
Well, for me, Dave, I feel like I'm actually such a neutral player. Oh, look, I got lucky. I'm short of the bunker. I'm such a neutral player that I just really like, this is the shot I got to hit, this is how I do it. I almost never think how hard or how easy it is.
Right.
And, and that if I'm not aware of that, what my percentages are, I could do something like that, maybe put myself, if it would have rolled a little further,
right,
put in a bad position.
I think awareness on the golf course is a big thing, what your tendencies are. We've got 72 yards to the hole, and it looks like the pin is on maybe 8 or 10 steps out of the rough. It's not going to bite that much, I don't think, but...
Yeah, this kind of dry grass right here, kind of sitting up a little bit. Where did we get to the pin?
72.
Oh. It's something I got to work on, Dave, as I feel like ball was sitting up a little bit. I catch a little high in the face, it comes up short like that.
Right.
So that's something, I might have to take a lesser club or swing a little harder. For me, Dave, I guess right now, last 2 shots weren't good, but I feel like it's a good mentality to have, and maybe it's not the easiest thing to do, but I can still birdie this. I can chip this in.
You can chip this in.
I mean, that's the thing, and it happens, I mean, made an eagle on hole 1, so it's really about, your state of mind. Every shot matters, wouldn't you say, Dave?
Completely.
Over 2 days, you're making the cut or winning or missing, each stroke over the hole, over 1 stroke per tournament, over a season could make the biggest difference. Try to pick my landing spot, kind of visualize my trajectory here. Settle.
Whoa. Very
Okay,
nice.
Not bad. Kind of watch it go by the hole there.
It's really good technique.
Thanks. How important are these putts right here, Dave? These are like a 4.5 footer. I mean, how crucial are these for a player to be good at on tour?
I think inside of 5 feet, you know, the players that score really well, their margin right there is very tight. They hit a lot of putts in the hole. Ooh, wow, good putt.
Thanks. These aren't tour greens, you know? Kind of squirreled on me.
I thought that was going to go in the center, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually. I think kind of squirreled left on me.
It
But
did.
I think that's more of the greens, you know, late in the day.
I think so,
Which
yeah.
is another thing, you know, on tour. You get an early tee time or a late tee time.
But that was a really good up and down.
Well, you know, I kind of like you mentioned, you know, what are your strengths, Gabe? And I kind of pride myself on topping a 3-wood, hitting a, you know, 72-yard wedge, 25 yards short to 4.5 feet, and making my par. I'm still 2 under.
Well, I think your technique on that chip shot was excellent. And for people watching, you need to know where the bottom of your swing is on those kind of shots with a sand wedge to have some quality repetition.
Yeah, it takes, like you said, it takes a lot of practice.
Hey everybody, Gabe here. Today, right now, this moment, there's a very instant in the present. I want to share with you guys, you know, why I left golf. Kind of came to shocks a lot of people, which is understandable. And I just wanted to kind of share the reasoning, what caused that to happen.